you start going back through some of these old religious traditions, one thing becomes pretty obvious. A lot of words and ideas we use today have been around in one form or another for a very long time. Sometimes the meaning changes. Sometimes the language changes. Sometimes two different cultures are talking about similar ideas but approaching them from completely different directions. And that's what got me interested in this subject. I wasn't necessarily looking for some big connection. I was actually looking into the idea of salvation, where the language comes from, what people originally meant by it, and how the idea developed as these ancient cultures started coming into contact with one another. That eventually brought me to a word I've seen plenty of times without really paying attention to it: Sater. It's a Greek word usually translated as savior or deliverer. And once I started following that word backward, I realized there was a much bigger story behind it. Because Sater already had a history before it became a part of later theological language. Greeks used the title for different gods and eventually for rulers as well. One of the clearest examples is Ptolemy I Sater, founder of the Ptolemaic dynasty in Egypt. So right away, you can see that a savior was not originally limited to one specific religious meaning. But then I started looking at the Hebrew side of the story. The Hebrew scriptures already had their own language for deliverance. The root yasha carries the idea of saving or rescuing. From that same family of words, you get Yeshua, meaning salvation or deliverance, and Moshiach, a deliverer. In the book of Judges, men like Othniel and Ehud are described as deliverers because they rescue Israel from oppression. Then in Isaiah 43, Yahweh is described as Israel's savior. So before Greek and Hebrew religious language ever starts blending together, both traditions already have their own ways of talking about being saved. That got me interested in the larger world Israel was living in, because Israel wasn't developing these ideas in isolation. They were surrounded by Canaanite religious systems, and the Bible spends a lot of time talking about them. That's where names like Baal, Asherah, Ashtart, and Anat come into picture. Baal is probably the most familiar, but Baal wasn't originally just the name of some evil figure. The word itself could mean something like Lord or Master, and then the Baal we usually hear